Diana Ankudinova, Wicked Game. Charlie is secretly a hologram made by North Korea to sow sympathy in the West. Hush. Yo, talk about depth of timbre, right? That was kind of the theme for today. Holy cracker jacks. So yeah, contralto much? A true contralto is about as rare as a true bass, which I would say, if my industry is an indicator of that, sopranos are the most prevalent, followed by mezzo sopranos and tenors are pretty close. Followed by baritones. Baritones are the next most prevalent, followed by mezzo sopranos that are the next most prevalent. Then tenors. Then you've got like true basses, and contraltos are kind of the most rare. If we're talking just voice types, natural human voice types, in my understanding, maybe I'm wrong. But like depth of sound, I mean, in those first few lines, you can already hear it. It's like, and that's not like a faked or manipulated sound. It's relying on vowel shape to create release in the sound. So instead of buddy, she's butter, but it's that relaxation, that release is just another way of finding depth of color. Yeah, I liked the London Grammar version a lot. I think there's just different things to talk about here. Absolutely. Buddy, using the vowel to release the sound in order to attain that kind of depth of timbre. Really, really well done. She's 15. What the
Class.
What we get game to play to make me feel this way. What we getting to do to let me dream of you. What we getting to say. You never felt this way. What we getting to do to make me dream of you.
I explained to you guys a little earlier in the stream kind of how my brain works when we do these reactions. It's like we listen, okay, trying to figure out how the voice works, and then we listen to kind of, what are those things that make this singer good, what this singer is using to stand out. Because obviously if a video makes it onto the stream, it's because this singer has stood out in some way. And then we go to like, the things surrounding it. Dude, the only thing that I was thinking about in that last section was I want to see an MRI scan of her voice as it's doing this. Because I don't think it's, this is obviously not post-produced to make it sound that way, because this is a live show, right? So we can't say it's post-produced to evoke that color. It has to be something she's figured out in her own voice to create those comparable tones. It sounds almost similar to the stuff we talk about with those basses, those subharmonics. I've never heard subharmonics in a female voice, but I would imagine it sounds something like this. I would also imagine that it's almost easier to attain based on an anatomical general differences. Like in general, and this is just like a biological thing, the female voice, a voice having gone through puberty, a female puberty, is going to be smaller than a voice that has gone through male puberty. And I need to make those differences because there are a lot of different people and a lot of different singers, and voices develop in very different ways depending on how you go through the puberty process. Now, I don't think, Runa, it's extreme back placement. I mean, I think placement's obviously part of it, but I would be really interested to hear someone who's an expert at something like subharmonics talk about this voice, because when you listen closely, let me try to find a good example of what I'm talking about when I say listen closely. If you listen very, very closely, there is a duality of tone going on. It's not only that we get a lot of really good mask shimmer in the sound, but we also get a lot of that lowered resonance in the chest, which is very similar to what happens with subharmonics, right? The way she accesses those higher, breathier tones, that has a lot to do with I mean, yes, Sinead O'Connor-ish, but it's a lot of maximizing kind of a lower laryngeal positioning and creating release that just allows us to create pitch but maintain that breathiness. And it's easy to do with a larger vocal fold, or a vocal fold that has the tendency to stay relaxed and released like this one, to stay elongated, right? Janelle, just for this week, because I'm out of town, but I did do the Step Brothers thing on Friday. That was fun. I need to post it'll be from the VOD on Friday if you want to see it at the beginning. I do practice subharmonics. I've heard female subharmonics. They sound the same, but higher than this, or high. Okay. So then this wouldn't be what people refer to as like a subharmonic technique, because that has a lot more. Well, now I want to go hear female subharmonics. She has to have a big oral cavity, a low bottom, high top, and a tongue that can relax. Yeah. I mean, basic vocal principles, of course. The oral cavity colors the voice in the way that she would have it. That vocal tract between the top of the larynx and the front of the mouth, that has to be open to get this kind of color. She also has to keep that tongue relaxed to allow the larynx to relax. Any high tongue position would be difficult to... Yeah, okay, so this is different from subharmonics. So that was just a thought. But she's still accessing this combination of resonances that is... It's almost like a straight tone subharmonics. Would she be able to explain it? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of singers find success without really, truly understanding what's happening. They make the sound and then they replicate it. That's really all you have to do. I mean, I can't say whether or not she can. But... yeah. This is just mind-blowing, dude. Just keep listening. Yeah, Market Anarchy. That's a great observation. Like, very similar to Cher, very similar to Sinead in the sense that it has that breathy quality. But you can see that it's really reliant on a lowered laryngeal position. And a lower laryngeal position requires so much both release and a lot of, to this extent, a lot of relaxed laryngeal positions a lot of sorry, not, I just said the same thing twice. A lot of like laryngeal depressor action. There's about a 1-to-5 ratio of laryngeal depression muscles to laryngeal whatever raising muscles. So basically, you have way more muscles that are going to raise the larynx than muscles that are going to lower the larynx. A lowered laryngeal position allows for more room in the voice. Yeah, this would be a great singer to binge because it doesn't seem very harsh on the ears. You can even see by looking at her face. Let's find a good still of this. This one's okay. Was there a front one? I want to see your neck. That's what I want to look at. It's very relaxed. Posture, very, very relaxed. She's leaning forward a little bit. Maybe that's just, I don't know what that is. But everything is facilitating a very relaxed larynx. Her jaw is in an incredibly relaxed position. Very, very relaxed. Facilitating that ease of sound. Nothing is happening here unnecessarily. Nothing unnecessary. I didn't know that was her singing. So what you want to go for is that lowered larynx, but not tensely depressed larynx, it's a lot more difficult to let go of muscles than it is to engage muscles. So it's about doing that without, being too tense. This is mind-boggling, dude. This voice is crazy. Let's go back. I don't want to talk over this part.
No one could save me but you.
Wow. Getting that color. At the end of the day, guys, it really is just a really amazing technical release. Like it's a really optimized technique paired with a really abnormal vocal anatomy. It reminds you of Tuvan throat singing because it does access these. It's not just a deep sound. It's a deep sound that gives you a lot of ping and a lot of like expression and a lot of clarity. The clarity is the impressive part beyond having a crazy anatomy of the voice. Are the low notes chest or head voice? It's a mix. It's mixed. That's why she's able to have that flexibility when she goes up and maintain that chest timbre. To make me feel this way at the end.
No one could save me.
Holy crap.
But you.
When she said, to make me feel this way. Kume mixed with head voice. Yes, yeah, but it's smooth. It's the smoothness that makes it separate from things like Tuvan throat singing and Mongolian throat singing and things like subharmonics. It's the smoothness in the sound that makes it separate from that. But I mean, this is like a thesis, man. You could do a doctoral thesis on this voice. And the depth of timbre is what surpasses, and the flexibility, the ability to utilize the timbre and keep that depth of timbre consistent is what keeps that emotionality in the sound, and her ability to control the trajectory of the air, the trajectory of the sound with the air, right? It's such a body driven sound. It's not overly technical. Super awesome.
Like a fire, and no one could save me but you.
That's absolutely bananas. Tao, where was that section you were asking about? Was it in like the middle?
To let me dream of
This part.
what we getting to say. You never felt this way. What we getting to do.
Yeah, so the you can hear a little bit of, I mean, this is like a pretty easy way to tell if it's mixed or head or whatever, is the air in the sound, the airiness, the lightness in the sound. And yet the timbre is so deep. So like it's a mix. It's definitely mixed. It's not pure chest voice. The name is it's not in Cyrillic. The name is Diana Ankudinova, and she's got a one of a kind voice. That is for sure. I need to hear that last low line one more time, and then we'll.
Like a fire, and no one could save me but you.
And the posture is consistent, and it's all breath mechanism sound. Super, super cool. Oh.